She didn't want you until you stopped wanting her. And the moment you pulled back, her texts got longer, her excuses disappeared. She suddenly had time. That's not a coincidence. That's psychology. And if you don't understand why this happens, you'll keep falling for it every single time. Here's what nobody tells you. Women don't fully recognize your value when you're available. They discover it when you're not. And I know what you're thinking. That sounds like a game. It's not. It's how human psychology actually works for everyone, men included. But there's a version of this that most guys get completely wrong. They pull back out of spite. They go cold out of frustration. And it never works the way they want it to. There's a completely different version, one that works almost every time. And it's not about strategy. It's about something much deeper. Stay with me. Because by the end of this, you'll understand female behavior at a level that most men never reach. Let's start with a situation you've probably lived. You meet her. Things feel electric. You text back fast. You make time. You show up. You're consistent. And slowly, she gets quieter. Responses slow down. She's busy. She seems less interested. So what do? You try harder. More effort, more attention, more availability. And she pulls back even more. Here's what's happening underneath the surface. When you're always there, immediately there, she doesn't have to think about you. You require no mental energy, and whatever requires no effort gets taken for granted. It's not that she's cold. It's that the human brain assigns value based on scarcity and anticipation. When something is always accessible, the brain stops treating it as a priority. You became background noise, not because you weren't enough, but because you were too present, too fast. Now here's where it gets interesting. The moment you genuinely shift your focus, not as a tactic, but as a real change, something flips in her mind. She texts. You don't respond immediately. She expects you on Saturday. You have other plans. She brings up something emotional. You listen, but you don't spiral. Suddenly, she's thinking about you. Why does this work? Because the brain is wired to pursue what it can't fully lock down. Psychologists call it uncertainty and reward. The intermittent signal, sometimes there, sometimes not, triggers the same part of the brain as a slot machine. She's not consciously deciding to want you more. Her psychology is doing it automatically. But here's the part most guys miss. This only works if you're genuinely becoming someone worth chasing. If you're just pretending to be busy while checking your phone every 4 minutes, she feels that. Women are incredibly sensitive to emotional authenticity. They can't explain it, but they feel it. Fake distance repels. Real growth attracts. So, what does real look like? There's a specific moment, and men who've experienced it know exactly what I'm talking about. You stop trying to impress her, not because you gave up, but because you started focusing on yourself, your goals, your health, your friendships, your standards. And she notices, not because you posted something on Instagram, not because you told her. She notices because your energy changed. You stopped seeking her validation. Your replies became calmer, shorter, less eager. You started living a life that didn't revolve around her response time. And she starts asking questions, showing up more, putting in effort she never did before. Here's what's happening psychologically. She's recalibrating your value. Every human being, consciously or not, adjusts how they perceive someone based on how that person perceives themselves. When you started valuing your own time, she started valuing it too. It's almost unfair how predictable this is. Now, there are 2 ways men completely destroy this. Mistake 1, they pull back, she comes forward, and they immediately collapse back into the same behavior. She reaches out, they drop everything. They're available again within seconds. What does she feel? The tension breaks. The mystery disappears. And within days, she's back where she was. You trained her to believe that pulling away is temporary, so she just waits it out. Mistake 2. They get cold and emotionally shut down. They think unavailability means being robotic. So they become distant, blank, unresponsive in a way that feels dead, not confident. That doesn't create curiosity. That creates confusion and then silence. The version that actually works: warm but not desperate, present but not always accessible, interested but not dependent on the outcome. That specific combination is almost impossible to ignore. Now, I want to tell you something that goes a layer deeper than most videos will go. When a woman realizes you're no longer available, the ones who had genuine feeling for you don't just get curious. They get scared. Not scared of losing a game, scared of losing something real. And that fear is revealing. It tells her things about how she actually feels, things she may have been suppressing when you were easy to have. Scarcity doesn't manufacture feelings, it reveals them. If she had no real connection to you, she'll move on without much reaction. But if there was something there, your unavailability will surface it. This is why some men who pull back get nothing back, and others get a completely different version of the woman they were dealing with. The variable isn't the technique, it's whether or not there was something real underneath. Here's the mindset shift I want you to leave with. Stop thinking of unavailability as a move you make. Start thinking of it as a standard you hold. A man who has a full life, ambition, discipline, real friendships, standards, is naturally unavailable at times. Not because he's playing a game, because he has something to protect. That kind of man is rare, and rare things hold value. When you become that man, you don't have to pull back strategically. Your natural rhythm does the work. And the women worth having, they feel that difference immediately. The ones who don't respond to it, that's information too. If you understand what was just explained in this video, you're already thinking differently than most men your age. Most people will scroll past this. They'll keep doing what's comfortable. They'll stay confused about why it's not working. The ones who actually sit with this and who let it change something in how they carry themselves, those are the ones who notice the shift in how they're treated, in who comes toward them. You already know which one you are. Now, understanding when she comes back is one thing. Knowing what to say in that moment, that's where most men leave everything on the table. Because there's a specific pattern, 2 words actually, that older, more experienced men use naturally. And it triggers something in female psychology that almost nothing else does. It's not a pickup line. It's not confidence faking. It's something much quieter than that, and way more powerful. If you want to understand what that actually looks like and why it works especially well as you get older, the next video breaks it down completely. Watch it. It'll make this one click even harder.